Earl Douglas Jr. The name of the book is Black Rock Volume One. Well, it's part historical document. It's part introduction to what I believe is the last true alternative scene, which is the Black Rock scene. Because for me, of course, it's Living Color, who are like they're my all-time favorite band. I've become very close with the band. I've known them for wow, almost 20 more years than I can count, and they're really important to me. They're like Jackie Robinson of black rock, because they took the bullets for all of us, and really through perseverance and hard work and extraordinary musicianship, they set a standard. They're in this book. Nona Hendrix, who, like, most people know her as, the other person in Lavelle of the other two, but Nona's like this. She wrote the bulk of the material. She produced the records. She's an entrepreneur. She's one of the most coolest people you'll ever meet in your life. She's just a brilliant mind, brilliant songwriter, producer. She nurtures talent. She's just this force, and most people really don't know that, but she just kind of does her thing very on a stealth level, but again, extraordinarily influential on almost a generation of not only just female songwriters and performers, but just performers in general. She's just incredible. She's in this book. Bernie, of course. Bernie's like our Beethoven. What he has added to the pantheon. Like, every time you turn on the radio and you hear these little blips and bloops on all these songs, you're hearing Bernie. That's Bernie. Was the music director for Parliament Funkadelic for years. The guy is just, I can't even put into words like what he has added to the musical pantheon. But most people don't really know that. Everyone, when people say P-Funk, they say George, but Bernie was the music director. Bernie kept the band musically together. He took the band into these other realms on a music level. He added the classical element. He added the R&B element. Definitely added the funk element. He added the futuristic element. He held that thing together for a really long time. And he was essential for me being in this book. Booker T. Jones, one of the greatest musicians of the 20th century. He was part of the legendary Stax band. Booker T and the MGs, of course. Arranger, people don't know he produced Stardust by Willie Nelson, which was I think it's still his biggest selling record. He produced the first Bill Withers record. He wrote Born Under a Bad Sign, which is now a standard. One of the greatest keyboardists of all time. But again, most people kind of know him from Green Onions, but they don't know the whole story. And that was kind of what I wanted to do with this book, was like, not only show them doing what they do well, which is performing, but also add these quick little stories about what they've added to the music. The Black Rock Coalition was started in 1985 by Vernon Reid of Living Color, Greg Tate, who was a writer at the time for the Village Voice, Conda Mason. She was an artist rep for many years. Those are the big three. It was like there was a bunch of others. Melvin Gibbs, who's in the book, another person you really should know about, incredible musician. Kelvin Bell, Michael Hill, Wayne Livingston, Tracy Morris, Jan De Silva. It was born out of this frustration, really, that black artists really weren't being represented in the rock pantheon, and they were kind of being cast aside, even though there's no mistake about it. The black DNA in rock and roll is undeniable. It begins and ends with the blues, which was started by black people, and so on and so forth. But by the mid-'80s, it was really kind of marginalized and really kind of blacks were being kind of left out and kind of put into these boxes, and these group of musicians and writers and artists were kind of like, no, we're not going to be put in this box. We're reclaiming this rock thing, and they formed this group, and it's called the Black Rock Coalition. And I became a member 3 years after the formation, and it's been fantastic. It's been this great journey of like meeting all these incredible people and really kind of reclaiming the right to rock.